Well, who knew? This TJ Maxx actually had a few things. I've never seen this before. I did look at the notes. I believe cardamom and some aromatics and stuff like that. And same thing with Tommy Now. Another Tommy flanker. I couldn't help myself. So this was 30 bucks. And then the Hollister fragrance is 20. So a quick 50 bucks before taxes for some blind buys, and I think we're going to make this the return of trash or treasure. So it's something that's been requested over the years. This was a series that I did with rack store pickups at the beginning of my channel in the first year. Kind of got away from it for a while, so instead of giving it a first impressions rating, we're just going to say, is it a nice cheap little treasure of a find, or is it trash and you should just pass on the damn thing? So let's bust these open, let's give them a smell, and see what we're working with. So I think first things first, we'll start with the Tommy fragrance, because I mean, I'm a big Tommy Hilfiger fan, very nostalgic 90s tie-in for me. I was a huge Tommy Hilfiger fan as a kid, whether it's the fragrances, or the clothing. I was always a big, big fan. This is kind of a pain. It doesn't want to come out easily. Remove before use. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. It's weird. I've never seen that on there before, but the iconic Tommy bottle, just painted matte blue. Okay, red, white, and blue. Love those colors, you know. So we'll give it a spray. Like I said, I don't remember the note breakdown specifically. I know there's some aromatics. I want to say vetiver, maybe an amber accord, and I want to say cardamoms in both of these. Like there's some spices, so we'll see. Big wide spray. That's actually quite woody and a little familiar. At least out in the air. Oh, that's darker than I expected, and it smells very nice. Very nice. Still a little familiar. It's a little dry, woodsy. A little bit of a fruitiness to it, but not super fruity. There's not a heavy freshness to this. I definitely get some spice to it, but it's kind of a darker fragrance than I expected it to be. I don't mean like super, you know, winter only type of heavy dark scent profile. Not that, but more fall daytime and evening year-round type of scent profile. Could be a little geranium. Could be straight up mint. But as it's settling, it's getting a little minty. That's creating a little bit of a freshness. So the opening blast was not all that fresh. It could be the cardamom, though. So cardamom sometimes can have a little bit of a fresh, almost minty-like aromatic pop to it in the opening. There's kind of this fresh minty feel starting to set in. Definitely spicy and woodsy, though, for sure. Something a little earthy here, but not super dirty. Kind of digging this. Love the bottle, too. Love the color scheme. Red, white, and blue. America, right? This is pretty nice. I have the notes on screen for you guys. I'm not going to bother. I might as well look. What the hell? I was going to say I'm not even going to bother looking. I'll have them on screen for you guys as I pull them up for myself. So let's see. We'll pull up Parfumo. See what they're working with.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, so Tommy now accords fresh citrus, spicy, yes, synthetic and creamy. Top notes of mandarin orange and bergamot. Heart notes of cardamom, geranium, and ginger. Okay, so there was cardamom and there is geranium. There's something minty about this. Base notes of amberwood and moss. So there's your earthiness, that moss. This is actually quite nice. It's a little dry and woodsy. The ginger here isn't overtaking the fragrance. Might be actually drying the fragrance out a little bit. This is actually pretty nice. I'm impressed with this one. So we'll check this Hollister fragrance, and then after we smell both of them, we'll see what's what. Okay. See, we're working with a pretty big box, so I'm expecting a wide bottle. That is exactly what I got, too. Like the color of the juice, Canyon Escape from Hollister. These Hollister fragrances are usually some decent little pickups. A little faux wood cap. Bottle's got a lot of heft to it. A lot of heft. Huh? Cap clicks firmly into place. Okay. So we're working with here with the matching brown atomizer. Okay. All right. Give it the focus. Oh well, too much stuff going on in the background. Give it another little spritz. Kind of drenched my hand. Maybe that wasn't. There we go. Now you guys can see it. Seems a little familiar. Like that firm click into place. And then, of course, it leaks a little bit after spraying it because I am at altitude. Very, very high altitude. Above 6,200 feet. There we go. This is pretty familiar. I feel like there's a lot of alcohol still going on here, too, though. Give this a second. Mont Blanc Explorer. That's why it's familiar. It smells like Explorer. Specifically Mont Blanc Explorer, not just Aventus. Like it has that bergamot and Broxen woodsy thing going on. Yeah, this smells very much like Mont Blanc Explorer. It's basically Explorer for 20 bucks. It smells like Explorer. Like spot on. No two ways about it. Therefore, it smells really good. This more so Explorer, which means naturally it kind of smells like Aventus, but Explorer kind of has its distinctive twist on the Aventus DNA. Any of you familiar with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My wife is going to love this because she's a huge fan of Mont Blanc Explorer. Definitely has that Ambroxan bergamot, wood, leathery feel, a little bit of darkness to it, like a darker wood. The opening's really good. The opening's really good. I think I'm starting to go nose blind to it pretty quickly too. It's fading, and I know it's not the fragrance. That is way too quick for it to be the fragrance. It's got a healthy dose of Ambroxan. The other one's got amberwood. This is very, very nice. Okay. So, yeah, definitely smells like Explorer. Let's see what the notes are.
12 seconds later.
Woody, fruity, fresh, aquatic, and smoky. Top notes of bergamot, cardamom, and black pepper. Heart notes of vetiver, Californian juniper, sage. Base notes of oak moss, amber, and patchouli. Okay. All right. Very much spicy, woodsy, and citrus. No Ambroxan listed, but it smells like it. Definitely smells like it. Just out of curiosity, so I can see the smells like segment, let me go to Troll Grantica real quick and see what's being said on there as far as what smells like. Canyon Escape. There we go. Main accords aromatic, woody, fresh, spicy, warm, spicy, earthy, citrus, yada, 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 yada. Same note breakdown. This one has green notes, though, instead. But in the smells like section, apparently the most notable one is Abercrombie & Fitch Authentic, then Creed Aventus, then Mont Blanc Explorer, and Club de Nuit Intense Man. So yeah, there you go. And out of 20 votes, 16 are thumbs up for Explorer, but you got to take Trograntica with a grain of salt. You got to take everything with a grain of salt. This is just all my opinion. Take my opinion with a grain of salt, but flat out smells like Explorer. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty here. Tommy Now. Unfortunately, there's nothing for me to trash about this. It's a very nice scent profile. It's very woodsy, a little spicy, a little minty. It's familiar, but I can't pinpoint what it smells like, actually. While we got Trograntica up. See what some people are saying about that Tommy Now. Just out of curiosity before we say if it's trash or treasure. Warm, spicy, citrus, mossy, aromatic, woody, earthy, yada yada, blah blah blah. People are saying it smells like Tommy. I don't know. I mean, a little bit. Cidrapoise. I could see a little bit of that, but not to where it jumped out at me. Sauvage, no. Jaguar Pace, no. Nishane Hachivat, no. Maybe a little because of the moss, but it's more woody. This is very woodsy. Woodsy and minty. I guess I get a little bit of Hachivat, but the fruitiness doesn't even remotely resemble it. Cidrapoise is kind of a reach as well, but I guess I could see where people voting for both of those are coming from, but I wouldn't say this is a clone of either of those, even inspired by them. They could be inspired by, but not that close representation. But there's nuances to it. But overall, I do think this is solid. I think it's more of a $20 fragrance than $30, but even with that, I think it's a treasure. I think you could do a lot worse if you like very woodsy fragrances. This might be one to consider scooping up from the rack stores or online if you're interested. This is a more of an in the wild pickup. This isn't something that's just like so good that you should go seek it out online, unless, you know, very woodsy fragrances really speak to you, or say you maybe like Cidrapoise but you don't want all the fruitiness, or you like Hachivat but you don't want all the fruitiness. You pretty much take away a lot of the fruitiness from both of those, and I can see the tie-in for where people are coming from. But no, for me, Tommy Now, I think it's a treasure. Now then, Canyon Escape from Hollister. I like this one the most of the two because it smells like Explorer. The problem is, I have Explorer. It smells pretty much identical to me. So it's like I have this 100 ml, which I believe it is. Yeah, 100 ml plus 60 ml. So I have 160 milliliters of Explorer, basically, is how you can look at it. Not a bad thing, but for $20, that's the biggest thing. I think that mixed with its Explorer for $20 makes it a treasure easily. I think this is the better pickup of the two, to be honest with you. The value for your money, because it's not a direct Aventus ripoff completely. It's more of a ripoff of Mont Blanc Explorer, which has got its own twist and designer take, more synthetic kind of style, you know, homage to Aventus without being a direct copy, with the same note breakdowns and pineapple and smoke and all this other stuff. This is much more Mont Blanc Explorer. This is like a dead ringer from Mont Blanc Explorer. So all in all, sorry for those of you looking for a trash rating, but these are actually really good. I wish this one was a few bucks cheaper. Even at $30 though, I think it's a treasure, and then this is clearly a treasure. Well, the return of Trash or Treasure. This will be back in the rotation as far as content for the rack store videos moving forward. We're no longer doing first impressions ratings on the rack store finds from now on. We're going back to what we used to do on the channel in the very beginning. It's either trash or it's treasure. In this instance, they're treasures in my opinion. So until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried either of these? Do you agree with my assessment if you have? Or do you feel a little bit different? Definitely let me know down in the description. Down in the comment section, excuse me, what you guys think. And if you were looking for Mont Blanc Explorer for $20, check your rack stores. TJ Maxx, $20. Here you go. It is Explorer in a Hollister bottle. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on either one of these and you give them a spray now, you'll probably end up thanking me later. They're treasures. Have a good one, guys.